Welcome to the May 20th Board of Education meeting. I appreciate all you guys being here. We're going to go through an order of business really quickly. So would you guys like to call this meeting to order? And then call the roll. Mr. Davis.
Here.
Mr. Bowser.
Here.
Mr. Hostetler.
Here.
Mrs. Paff.
Here.
And Mrs. McGraw. Here. Guys, and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the meeting agenda?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? We need to add an executive session after Board of Education comments for just a few minutes. Is there any other discussion for that? All of them? Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mr. Bowser.
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler.
Yes.
Mrs. Paff.
Yes.
And Mrs. McGraw. Yes. Is there approval for the minutes from these two meetings, one on April 16th and one on May 12th? They need to be separated out. Can we do the approval for the April 16th first? Mr. Davis?
Yes.
I need a motion. Is there a motion to approve the motion? Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler?
Yes.
Mrs. Paff?
Abstain. I was not here.
And Mrs. McGraw? Yes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from May 12th?
Second.
Mr. Davis? Mr. Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler?
Abstain.
Mrs. Paff?
Yes.
And Mrs. McGraw? Yes.
So this is one of the months that we love, a packed house. As you remember, we had our last building spotlight last month, which was the high school. And May is typically a month where we just look to recognize students. So at our last administrative meeting, I asked the principals, are there any students that you'd like to represent? And immediately, Mrs. Norris said, I have it covered. She had some delightful comments that she wanted all of you to hear about. So Mrs. Norris, let's hear about your comments.
So we have had quite an eventful track season this year, and that track season is full of students who have been record breakers. We have had 4 track records broken this season, and so I would like to recognize those students. I'll call them up here in just a few moments. One of the record breakers for track also broke a record earlier this year in cross country. So we have 2 individuals that have broken records. One of them has broken 2, and then 2 teams that have broken records as well. In addition, we will have a few students recognized by the Ohio Middle Level Association. So I will talk with you about that as well. So I'm going to call the teams up first. We have the 4x100 record-breaking team of Ali Doken, Mason Demet, Sean Whitlow, and Donnie McMullen. Wow. Record breakers in the 4x100 relay. One of them is a 7th grader. Donnie's a 7th grader, so we'll get to see him at middle school track next year. The other 3 are 8th graders. The next record-breaking team is the 4x200 group, and that is Sean Whitlow, Yvonne Cotto, Grayson Stouffer, and Mason Demet. And the individual record breaker for the 100-meter dash with a time of 11.3 is Donnie McMullen. And individual record for cross country earlier this year ran a 2 mile in 11:11. And in track ran a 1 mile at 4:59, Owen Eater. The t-shirts were made actually back in our STEM lab. We got the transfers brought in and Mrs. Evans put together these t-shirts for us using equipment that we have back in our STEM lab. So our students actually helped make some of these t-shirts, which is super cool.
Good.
So, and one another fun fact about that, they are making the 8th grade t-shirts. We have 8th grade t-shirts, like moving on up to the high school kind of t-shirts. And those are being made in our STEM lab by our students. Our students are making those t-shirts for each other. So super excited for the future with these young men, and you guys are certainly welcome to have a seat. And finally, we have, Owen, you might as well just come right on back up, and Ava King. These two students were recognized by the Ohio Middle Level Association at the Breakfast of Champions in March. That event spotlights students who excel in the areas of character, leadership, service, and academics. And so the two students who represented Coventry Middle School for that were Owen Eater and Ava King. So I'm super excited because the future is super bright, and happy to highlight all of these amazing students and comments that are going to shine very, very bright in the future. Thanks for having us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Norris, and thank all of you for coming. These, I wasn't joking when I said these are our favorite meetings, when we have a packed house of students and families to recognize. It's fantastic hearing about all of you, and it's cool to see that it looks like a lot of you are playing baseball too, in addition to your track. So congratulations on a great season, and we look forward to seeing what you do in the years to come. And those are all the items for our district spotlight tonight.
The next item on our list is citizen participation. If there's anyone that signed up to say anything publicly, they can. Didn't see anybody do that, so. The next one is Board of Education comments. Start with Dan.
Yeah, congratulations to those track people. I'm a track person from way back. In about the 4-100, I not saying how old I am, but in the 72 Olympics, there was one of our football players from Canada that ended up getting a gold medal in the Munich Olympics, Gerald Tinker, and he was our wide receiver Ken at the time. So you got a great future for yourself. Keep working, always going forward with that. This is Norris. Was that the mile you said, or the 1,600 meters?
1,600.
Okay. Because I thought we were.
If we're being exact, Mr. Fauser.
If you're going with the 4-100, then we gotta have the 1,600 meter. Okay, and you can tell I'm a track person too. So congratulations on all that stuff. Does anyone know if the softball team won tonight against Elyria Catholic?
I have not gotten any updates.
Okay, because they're playing tonight also. Maybe they got it in before the rain. Other than that, schools are doing good things. I'd like to hear all the plus sides of all those things. Awards night, for those of you people that have older brothers and sisters, we had scholarships. How many scholarships were given out?
29,
29.
or 29 students received scholarships.
Yeah, so there's money to be had, so to speak. You go through, keep your grades up, work hard. There's a rainbow at the end of all that. And graduation is tomorrow night. Those of you people have seniors around or friends. And that's it, on to you.
Yeah, so I won't repeat most of what he said, but thank you, Ms. Norris, for stepping up and like introducing all this. And we'll say, like, as you were announcing, I was checking the old middle school records. And the 100-meter time was like a half second faster. Which for 100 meters, that's a big jump in that one event. So that's kind of crazy. In the 1600, it was 1 second faster. So that's still pretty cool. And I think you would have had the fastest high school time with that time this year too. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Great stuff.
yeah, so excellent, like all around, and good job also with the, other recognition, at the state level. That's awesome. So, and I will.
It's fantastic. I just want to say this last couple weeks have been pretty full of events every night. There's been a bunch of choir things, a bunch of band things, and a bunch of music things at the elementary school, and the middle school, and the high school. And just so great to see everybody, participating and doing all that stuff. And so just let me say, if any go to the Olympics in a couple of years, can you let me know? Because I love the Olympics and I want to go, and I will be your cheer section. So just saying, if you get there, I will like head that up. But I'm super proud of all the people that are here, and all the family members that are here that are like supporting them too. I'm glad to see so many parents and some teachers that are here to be like root you guys on. So good job.
Yeah, not much for me. Congratulations on the records. That's awesome. Sure, everybody's looking forward to the end of the school year, so I hope everybody has a relaxing and productive summer. And if you get bored over summer break, we'll be here in June and July as well, so you can stop back and see us at the board meeting.
I just want to second all of those things, and also just add a special congratulations to the senior class. You worked hard and you trudged along, and we're happy to celebrate with you. So congratulations to this year's class.
All right, so that concludes the fun part of the meeting. We have to adjourn to a quick executive session, and so that means that we are going to be in a room by ourselves for a few minutes chatting. And you are all free to go. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to. We'll be there about 10 minutes and come back and we'll do the rest of our meeting. So you can stay or you can leave. Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations.
Hey, I have to put us into executive session. I have to put us into executive session. I have to say the words. Sorry. I forgot.
This is Norris. Meters.
Okay,
For the official portion. if you want to.
yeah. You can say.
They want it.
Normally, it's gonna be a couple of minutes. So the executive session is for the purpose of deliberations only. No action will be taken during executive session. This is for preparing for conducting reviewing. The appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of an employee or official, or the investigation of charges or complaints against an employee, official, license, or students, unless the employee, official, licensee, or student requests a public hearing. Is there a motion for this?
That is the only thing we're
Yes,
discussing.
correct.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Bowser,
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
Mrs. Pat,
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw. Yes. So let's start off with superintendent recommendations.
Number one, certified personnel, A, recommendations. Number one, resignation. It's recommended that the board, we need to come out of executive first.
I reported the time.
Okay, okay. It's recommended that the board accept the resignation of the following employees for the positions indicated. Mrs. Bracco, Mrs. Hannaford, and Mr. Shirley. We're sad to see them go, but we wish them the best. All three of them have done a fantastic job for us in their few years here in Coventry. Sad to, like I said, sad to see them go, but we wish them the best. Fantastic teachers. Number two is retirement resignations. Recommended the board accept the resignation due to retirement of the following employee for the position indicated, and that's Ms. Masters, noting that that's next July, July 1st, 26. Number three is rescind coaching supplemental. It's recommended the board rescind the following coaching supplemental contract approved at the February 19th, 2025 Board of Education meeting. Number four, supplemental coaching contracts 24-25. It's recommended the board grant and or reissue the following supplemental coaching contract for the 24-25 school year. Non-staff contracts are contingent upon receipt of a clear record of the required background check. Number five, extended time. It's recommended the board grant supplemental contracts for extended time to the following employees for the 25-26 school year. That's Mrs. Harrison as intervention specialist and Mrs. Brutowski as our mental health and wellness coordinator. Number six, administrative contracts. It's recommended the board approve of the board grant 3-year administrative contracts to the following for the positions indicated effective August 1st, 2025 through July 31st, 2028. And that's for Ms. Kendrick, Ms. Dort, Mr. Savage, Mr. Bogus, Ms. Norris, Ms. Johnson, and Mr. Johnson, and Ms. DeVito. Number seven, employment on 1-year limited contracts. It's recommended the board approve a 1-year limited contract for the 25-26 school year for the following individuals contingent upon receipt of a clear record of required background checks and drug screening. This is in accordance with the board's CEA agreement and on the appropriate salary scale. So that's Mrs. Croft, Ms. McVaney, and Mrs. Kovacs, who is here joining us in the audience. And those are all of the items under certified personnel.
Is there a motion to approve these recommendations?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
No, I'd say it's great that Ms. Masters, though, gave us like a year ahead of time.
That's
And
very-
Ms. Carr did that too. That's just, it is really nice.
That's excellent.
So if
Very-
you can like,
very
yeah,
thankful.
yeah, that's cool.
Really sorry to hear that Ms. Bracco's moving on. She's done a fantastic job in the room that she's in. And a lot of the aides and kids are doing really well by having her as a good leader. Appreciate her time.
And she at least won us Rookie of the Year before she left.
That's pretty fantastic. Any other questions? Public?
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Fauser.
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
Mrs. Paff,
Yes.
and Mrs. McGraw.
Yes.
Let's go back to your official.
Hey, welcome.
Number two, personnel classified. Resignation. It's recommended that the board accept the resignation of the following employee for the position indicated. That's Ms. Helmston's from the 3-hour lunch recess assistant effective May 12th. Number two is change in hours, buildings, positions. It's recommended the board approve a change in the hours, buildings, and or positions for the following employee effective May 13th, 2025, and that's Mr. Lynn, moving from a 2.5-hour CES lunch recess assistant to the 3-hour CES lunch recess assistant that was vacated by Ms. Helgeson. Number three is reduction in force. It's recommended that the board approve a reduction in force of the following OC positions in specific buildings. These are due to students changing buildings, IEP requirements, and or attending other programs, graduation, or students no longer attending within our school buildings in Coventry. These are to become effective June 30th, 2025. And this is procedural, and we are hopeful that all of these individuals will return. And those are all of the items under classified personnel.
Is there a motion to
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call roll.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Bowser,
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
Mrs. Pat,
Yes.
and Mrs. McGraw.
Yes.
Number two, other business items. Number one, contract. SE Summit Educational Service Center Kids First. It's recommended the board approve the contract with the Summit Educational Service Center for ESY. As a reminder, that's extended school year services and Kids First Transition Opportunity Program for students for the summer of 2025. The cost is $3,000 per student and will be for 2 students for a total of $6,000 paid out of IDAB fiscal year 25 funds. Number two is a contract with Kids Lake School. It's recommended the board approve the 200-day contract with Kids Lake School for education and therapy services as needed for 2 students, both Coventry residents, from September 1st, 2025 to August 31st, 2026. Number three is a contract with the Educational Service Center of Northeast Ohio. It's recommended the board approve the contract with the Educational Service Center of Northeast Ohio for vision therapy services for the 25-26 school year for students whose IEP has these services as necessary. The contract is based on an estimated hourly rate of $125 per hour, and we are only billed for the hours used. Number four is contract with Total Education Solutions. It's recommended the board approve the contract with Total Education Solutions from July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. This includes special education services, one-on-one aid, parent meetings, data collection, IEP writing, progress reporting, and related services. The contract cost per student is $89,200 and will be paid out of general fund as we submit for threshold reimbursement adjustments. Number five is a contract with Educational Alternatives. It's recommended the board approve the contract with Educational Alternatives from July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. This contract would allow the placement of students as needed into their program at any of their sites. Currently, Coventry has 1 student in a group home attending their Vision Quest program. And the educational alternative per diem rates for 25-26 are listed there. For the day treatment, one-on-one aid, nurses aid, ECHO program, Vision Quest, which is the program our student attends, and the Coral Autism program. Number six, a contract with Neonet. It's recommended that the board renew the purchase service contract with Northeast Ohio Network for Educational Technology, which we refer to as Neonet, to provide technology support for fiscal year 26 at an annual cost of $186,795 to be effective July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. And as noted, this is an increase of $6,247.50 over the fiscal year 25 cost. Number seven, an MOU with ESC of Central Ohio. It's recommended the board approve the memorandum of understanding with Educational Service Center of Central Ohio for training and implementation for advanced quantitative reasoning curriculum. This is a higher level math curriculum focusing on critical thinking skills and assisting students with learning the upper level math programs easier based on the higher level thinking techniques. Number eight are start end times for students for the 2025-26 school year. It's recommended the board approve the following student schedule of start and end times for the school day effective with the beginning of the 25-26 school year. And those hours are the same as they were this school year. 2025-26 student fees. It's recommended the board approve the 25-26 student fees per exhibit S2. And the changes were highlighted in yellow on that list. Revised policies and procedures. It's recommended the board complete the second reading of the revised and or deleted policies and procedures for approval per exhibit S3. And none of those policies have changed since last month. Number 11 is deletion of inventory, curriculum department. It's recommended the board approve the following deletion inventory for the curriculum department. That's the Glencoe Pre-Calculus Common Core Edition textbooks from 2014. Deletion of inventory, People Services Department. It's recommended the board approve the following deletion of inventory from the People Service Department. That's a substantial list as noted there. So those are all of the items under other business.
Is there a motion to approve these recommendations?
So moved.
I'll second. Any discussion?
I have a question. Is the, legal net contract for any additional people or services, there's just an increase of $6,000?
I'm not aware of any increases. Are you, Mrs. Bob? The personnel
It's
is
just the price went up?
I'm sorry.
the NeoNet contract. We didn't add any services. It was just the increase for the two techs that we have.
Correct. Their salaries. Those two.
Anyone else? Nope.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Bowser,
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
Mrs. Pat,
Yes.
and Mrs. McGraw.
Yes.
Under treasurer's recommendations this evening, we have item 1. It is recommended that the board approve the POs over 5,000 per exhibit T1. Item 2, it is recommended that the board authorize the treasurer to undertake all necessary actions to pay off the outstanding balance of the certificates of participation, COPS issuance, approximately $522,422.50, held with Huntington Bank Corporation, contingent upon a determination that such action is financially beneficial to the district. This authorization includes the following specific directives. Directing the treasurer to verify the precise final payoff amount with Huntington Bank Corporation, authorizing the treasurer to disperse the necessary funds from the Permanent Improvement Fund to facilitate the payoff, authorizing the treasurer to execute all necessary documents or agreements with Huntington Bank Corporation and or related entities to finalize the COPS issuance payoff process. This proactive measure will allow the district to capitalize on potential financial savings associated with early retirement of the debt of approximately $5,980. Item 3, it is recommended that the board grant 5 extended workdays to Megan Grabsky during the summer of 2025. These additional days are deemed necessary to ensure the effective and timely rollout of Frontline Central, the newly implemented electronic onboarding and forms management system. Mrs. Grabsky's dedicated support during this critical phase will be instrumental in facilitating a smooth transition and maximizing the benefit of this important technological advancement for the district. Item 4, it is recommended that the board approve the engagement agreement with Evercrest Advisors LLC to serve as fiduciary advisors in compliance with the Dodd-Frank Act and related CFTC regulations as an oversight of the OASBO lease loan payment process per Exhibit T2. And item 5, it is recommended that the board approve and place on file the district's comprehensive 5-year financial forecast along with the accompanying notes and assumptions as detailed in Exhibit T3. This action will ensure compliance with relevant regulations and provide a transparent overview of the district's projected financial position for the upcoming 5 fiscal years.
Is there a motion to approve these recommendations?
Yes, so moved.
Second.
Discussion?
You know, I'll just say, I think paying off the cops thing, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and I just have like, there's no emergency whatsoever. So it's not like, please don't feel like, oh, I have to just, but I have like some old schedules with all of the different things that we had, like in the payoff schedule and like everything. Is it possible like sometime this summer to like just do an updated one, and now cops will be off the list? Santander is almost gonna be off the list like soon.
After August,
Yes, so that would be
Yes.
awesome.
yes.
And so this list is just getting shorter and shorter. And it would just be great for like everybody to have like the current thing, as opposed to just, I think that might be the only one, the old versions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's great.
As soon as these payments go through, I can send out a updated debt schedule.
That'd be awesome. Thank you. And then like OASBO is really close to, you know, and then like after that, we just have the really like the long-term stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Any other questions? Comments? Call
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Bowser,
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
Mrs. Pat,
Yes.
and Mrs. McGraw.
yes. Here comes the fun portion of the evening. In addition to the other portion of the evening. So
If we're good, can I say one thing? Because this was the most like understated I've ever like in 12 years ever heard about the 5-year forecast. You didn't even like, you just were like, there it is. Nobody even said one comment about it, but it's still like awesome. So like, I thought somebody would say something about it. Nobody did. So-
I haven't had time to
I-
look at it yet.
So you don't have to do a presentation. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
Oh, are you still gonna go through it later? Did I miss that? I didn't think
I
so.
wasn't sure if you wanted me to or not.
it's just
or
awesome.
Stood with everything, but I will tell you what you have in front of you,
I
if
don't-
that's helpful.
Okay.
Okay, so I handed out this evening, this is also in Word docs and Dropbox as well, but you have a couple different versions of the forecast in front of you, along with the accompanying notes and assumptions. And so, as you know, the notes and assumptions outline each line item. And what I tried to do this time for you all is to include some comparison information, not just projections and general historical trends, but specifically from November until now. For example, if you look at page 6, in the notes and assumptions section, you'll see a reference to the facilities and improvement plan projects that we intended to do and complete this year and where we stand with those. I tried to include the status of that project, initially our projected cost estimate for each project, and then the actual cost of the project. And so I think that's just helpful information so you can reference where we are with these capital improvement projects, as well as it supports the board's decision in support of moving to or establishing the Fund 070 for capital projects as we move forward. So maintaining a set aside amount of money to help facilitate these projects because they're ongoing, but they're one-time, very focused needs throughout the district. And so I think that's very relevant information to include in the current forecast. So I tried to do that. In addition to the notes and assumptions, which is very detailed, you have in front of you just the actual forecast themselves. The first one kind of looks like a kid scribbled all over it. This just highlights certain key points of our forecast at this time, which I will discuss. The next one is kind of a purplish piece of paper. That is November's forecast. Thought it might be handy for you just to have that to compare directly. And then a clean copy of the forecast for your records. And last, but certainly not least, and very important, is this kind of simple version of the House Bill 96 version of the forecast. And as you guys may recall, I emailed you recently regarding the provisions outlined in that House Bill 96 proposal for the state budget and its potential impacts on the district. And so you can look at how those provisions will ultimately impact Coventry schools if they should come to fruition. So it's going to be rough. But looking back at the first one where we have kind of our doodles, I just want to point out to you all that for fiscal year 25, you can see that we have our total revenue there of just over $24.7 million and a expenditure level of 24.1. Now, this actually is very positive because we're going to have an excess of revenue versus expenditure. So for me, as your treasurer, my goal is to make sure every fiscal year that we are not deficit spending. And that if there is a plan or if there's something in the forecast that projects the possibility of deficit spending, I strongly believe that we need to take immediate action to correct that. And so in the forecast itself, line 6.010, excess of revenue over underline, shows you that starting in fiscal year 27, we may begin deficit spending. So that's, a year away, year and a half, if you will, away at this point. So we can take actions now. Please understand that this forecast is, it was a tough one to do because of all the uncertainties right now happening in the legislation. This one includes the provisions for the state budget originally proposed by the governor. So the governor still, his proposed budget did include reductions for public school funding. And you may see those, the reduction impact in line 1.035 and unrestricted grants and aid. You can see that our funding is declining and it's based on those provisions. So we're still, it's very uncertain where we're going to end up. It could be this scenario, it could be better than this scenario, or it could be the House Bill 96 scenario and anywhere in between. So it was a difficult task this time around to really put numbers in the forecast that were meaningful and relevant. So I did it based on what we know today and tried to be as reasonable as possible in the approach. But it was a challenge. Do you have any questions? Oh, I just also want to point out the stars, if you will. That's our success story there, those stars, is that we, as you know, based on our approval at the special meeting, established 2 funds that we will transfer general fund dollars out of to. And the one is Fund 070, which I mentioned for capital projects. And the other one is 035 for what it's called termination benefits. But really, it involves those things that are paid out to individuals who retire. Basically, unused sick leave, unused vacation day if they're a year-round employee, or benefits associated thereafter. So there's that. And then overall, I believe the state, although I look at 6.010 line, the state looks at 10.010 to determine the financial health of your district. And that kind of tells them whether or not to be concerned about whether the district should go into fiscal oversight or watch or what have you. With the governor's proposal and even with the House bill, where at this point in time, not in jeopardy of that, but the House bill starts to get us much, much closer to being back in fiscal watch by the end of the forecast. Which is a shame because this district has worked very, very hard for a very long time to get us to the point where we are today, which is being fiscally responsible, establishing a strong, solid foundation to ensure that our students are getting the support and programs they need for long-term success. And so to be financially penalized by the current legislation's proposed budget is truly a shame for us and all public schools in the state. Are there any questions?
I don't have any questions, but I just want to say, thanks again. It's like, so even under the House version, sorry, I was just trying to go back. I can't stop there, but looking at the old like forecasts. But even in the House bill version, like just a few years ago, that would have been so extraordinary.
Yes, that's
And so it still is like, I know, it still is like really lame if that goes through and this happens. But still, like, think if that was just a few years ago, it would have been insurmountable.
Yeah.
So yes, the difference between, again, not long ago and today is ridiculous, even in this worst case scenario. And thanks again for already taking out those like transfers for those other new funds we were just talking about. You know, that other, the recent special meeting, so they're already incorporated. That's great. Yeah. Remarkable.
Anything else? Questions? I watched the recording of the 7.5 hours of testimony that, not testimony, like public comments from superintendents and treasurers and school government classes. They all showed up all nice dressed up, these kids like all nice dressed up, and 7.5 hours worth of 3 minutes at a time. These people were saying, you can't do this. What about this? And my program will be cut, whatever. And so when they came back from break after like the first 4.5 hours, the guy said, okay, instead of 3 minutes a piece, you get 2 minutes a piece. And if you've got something more novelty to say, please say those things too. But people just kept going with them. So hopefully that made a big difference. There's flow relief is there. There's quite a few in this area that went. So the whole state had good representation of 90 something people that spoke. Crazy. Crazy. And they're all echoing the same thing, saying like it's 30%, and then like it was just kind of a crazy.
So I wanted before, like, so just point out the old 5-year forecast, the oldest one I have, I know they go back forever, but so in 2013, that bottom line, 15.10 or 01, excuse me. The actual value in 2013, negative 541,000. The actual value in 2014, negative 750,000. The actual value in 2015, yes, yes, what do you think it was? Negative 1.1. Negative 2.0 million. And then the forecast was just a disaster after that. So to go from 10 years ago from that to this, I know I say it every time you do a forecast.
Yeah.
But that's, again, negative 2 million. That was the real final of that bottom line. And then we look what we have today. The actual and the projected, it's just nuts. Yeah. Crazy.
And we already voted on that section, right?
Yes.
So I guess what we get to vote on next then, which goes towards, I'll go ahead and read this. It's recommended that the board approve the renewal of a 5-year employment contract of Ms. Lisa Blau for the position of treasurer, chief financial officer of the Coventry Local School District, effective August 1, 2026 through July 31st, 2021 for an exhibit. Is there a motion to approve this recommendation?
Second,
Any discussion? I just like to thank you.
Yeah.
For doing what you do. I know this is a big deal for all of these things to happen, and it just doesn't happen. You're super thorough. You're super thorough. Your team is super thorough. Thank you. Thank you to the team that helps as well. I know it's not just you, but we're very thankful for all the things we've done so much with the ESSER funds and seeing those goes and working through the facilities of the school and just working through new salary schedules and trying to do the best for our district. And I know that really falls on the money. So thank you for being a good administrator of it. Okay, Barbara?
Mr. Davis.
yes.
Mr. Bowser.
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler.
Yes.
Mrs. Pat.
Yes.
And Mrs. McGraw.
Yes. Motion passes. If there's no any further business, we missed on anything. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting? I will motion that.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.